All right, what's up, guys? It's Mark Parson, cornerback pro, former NFL cornerback for the Houston Texans and New Orleans Saints, and now I'm coaching y'all up. All right, so today I want to break down the press man just a little bit for you guys. We're going to talk about the quality. We're going to talk about the quality of your shuffle. Now, let me be clear because I have some guys who mix things up. Uh, when I talk about shuffle technique, like, hey, are you going to use the back pedal or shuffle technique? This is not what I'm talking about. I know they use the term shuffle, but the shuffle technique is when you're playing off man or if you're playing off and you're in a zone, right? And we're talking about reading the three. So those are your read steps. Totally different when we're talking about press man. Another thing is this. If you've heard the term bump and run, so I had a guy ask me if bump and run and press. He said something about the technique bump and run, and then he said something about press man. Bump and run is just another term for press man. That's what it is. It's not an actual technique of bump and run. All right. So it's the same. It's the equivalent of playing press man. There are different variations of press man. Okay. Then that's what I teach you guys. So just wanted to give you that so you can understand. All right, so when I talk about shuffling in our press, all right, so these guys are playing press man, right? He's in the slot and he's on the outside. The quality of our shuffle. Well, let me just go back into this. When I talk about shuffling, I'm talking about laterally. So I'll show you. Let me show you. So look out here. See how lateral? He got one shuffle in. Now let's look at this guy over here. He plays corner. He's in the slot. All right. So I'm talking about laterally. So let's say he's going to do this outside release. This cornerback gets one shuffle in and then he opens up and runs. All right. Uh, let's say he gets two shuffle in, two shuffles. So he's able to. He's about to do the release and he gets two shuffles. The point is, we're talking about moving laterally. Um, it allows you not to just immediately open the gate. So what is opening the gate? Opening the gate is literally when this guy, and you'll see high school guys do it more than anybody. That's what I want you guys to make sure you know what to do, right? Well, that is not what you do. And I didn't know this until I didn't know this until freaking the NFL, yo. I didn't know this in college. I used to open the gate all the time. So I'm just letting you know, coaches, unless you have a technique savvy, really good coach, you're probably not gonna know it because I didn't. I played Division 1A football. All right, but what I used to do is literally I would want to force I would play inside shade and I want to force the outside release. So what I would do is I would inside kick step. I didn't know that technique, but we were opening the gate, meaning just literally this guy have a free go and I don't stay square. So the goal in press is to stay square. Now obviously you're gonna have to have really good eyes, and I think this is part of the reason why he fell uh, and went for that head fake because he's looking at the head. You don't want to look at the chest. You don't want to look at the shoulders. You don't want to look at the head. All right. I know some coaches teach that, but I'm telling you, you're playing with fire if you're looking up here. You want to get used to looking down here at the waist. He cannot go anywhere without his waist, and we talked about that multiple times. And I even showed you, uh, through the videos on the channel. So make sure you go through the channel. You'll see what I'm talking about. All right. So that's what I'm talking about when I talk about shuffle. Now, let's go into depth when it comes to this, the quality of your shuffle. So I have on the mind and body training program that I share with you guys. There's an X drill where you're shuffling the end zone. Okay, this shuffling drill. When I have guys do it in person, I don't care who you are, man. They get fatigued, right? And the shuffles start to look really bad. They start clicking the heels. So never hop and never click your heels. So I want to show you the difference in this. He only gets one shuffle in, but look, I always tell you my goal for you guys is to get at least 1 to 2 shuffles in laterally. Now I would like him to strike right here because he gets the one shuffle in, right? He gets the one shuffle in, but then he doesn't strike. You want to get your hands on these receivers, okay? It slows them up. Just that split second, it does slow them up. It's a good habit for you. Strike. Don't just open up and run. But I will say this: he has a better quality shuffle, so he doesn't hop. So this is something that's very important. You do not want to ever hop as a DB. So let's watch him over here. You're gonna see a way better quality of shuffle where his feet. It's almost like a subtle. It's a subtle movement. It's not like a huge where you're. And I learned this in basketball, fellas. I had a NBA NBA and all-time college great who taught me because I played point guard to not click my heels, all right, and to kind of keep your feet kind of separate, right, and remain low and then look down at the waist. I learned this in basketball. So somebody asked me in the comments, "Is basketball a good sport?" Man, when I play basketball, I'm all defense. I can dribble, I can score, but I'm saying I focus. Like I really like. Okay, I can get my skills better in my press man, even though I'm not using my hands, right? So just watch him. I think you guys understand what I'm saying. You see the difference? Now, I would like to strike and widen them out even more. All right. So look at his. You saw that one shuffle in. Now I said, like I said, get at least one strike. Shoot, if he doesn't open us, if he doesn't open us, you can get in one more shuffling. So I, with him out here, I think he could have got two shuffles in, and he could have boom strike, right? And remember, when we do strike, we use it's eyes, feet, hands. So I think his eyes are good. He has really good eyes in his waist. How can I tell? Because his head's not he's not going everywhere. And then he gets it's in his feet, so it's eyes, feet. And I would say make sure you do have a plan with your feet. We talk about techniques, right? So have a plan with your feet, whether it's a kick step, whether it's a foot fire, whether it's soft shoe, whether it's you got to have some type of technique ready, right? Just it's good for your mind, so you're not anxious. That's the biggest thing. And then I think he could have got one more shuffling and then a strike. Yeah, he definitely could have, but at least he got one in. He got one in, and then the quality of his shuffle. His feet didn't get close together. He didn't hop up and down. He didn't hop sideways. He didn't. All right. So now let's watch him over here. All right, so you see the difference? I guarantee you, he's looking up at his head. Okay, so let's watch. Let's watch the receiver's release. Watch the head fake. So I'm telling y'all, I know this is when we get got as corners, and I'm talking about for all of us. When I talk, I'm not talking about this guy as being bad or him as being good. We're all in this thing together. We're cornerbacks. We're safeties. We're DBs. Sometimes linebackers guarding guys, right? So we're all in this together. But I'm telling you, the reason why we go for this head fake for the most part is because we're looking up. I can tell, man. We're looking up. Look at his waist and let's see how much his waist moves. If we're just from your point of view right here, not much, right? Because they can't go anywhere without the waist. The head can go if you get a receiver who has really good release skills, man, and he's shifty. He can his head, man. He can have his head go both ways, right? So the issue is first number one, eyes. Your eyes got to be in your waist because you're not going to go for those fakes if you have your eyes on their waist. Don't do the chest, though. Do not do the chest because especially if you have a receiver who, let's say you get him right, and then he's good at resetting, and he's going to give you another move. Your head, your eyes are going to naturally come up unless you're really disciplined. So that's number one. Number two, make sure you have a plan with your feet. That can kind of get you anxious as well. When you get anxious, it's almost like a little fear. It's like, oh shoot, he's coming to me, right? He's coming. So you got to make sure that you have a plan with your feet, so you can just keep it systematic when you go. All right, not saying a robot, but like systematic, man. You just know, like, okay, boom, I'm not anxious, I'm ready. So you can have one of those techniques, right, that we talk about. And then it's the quality of the hop. So what's the point of shuffling? The point of shuffling is to widen him out, right? So he got one in. So look how wide he was. So when he finished his route, he's over here because of the beginning when we first started. Okay. Um. Another thing is to the ability to recover because let's say you do get got, right? Let's say, and I say get got. I'm not saying beat. I'm saying let's say he does get you to move over here because you're mirroring him, right? And that's a drill that we do, the mirror drill. And that's a very great time to practice your shuffles, by the way, when you're doing the mirror drill, which I show in the one-on-ones mastery program. All right. When you're doing it, you don't want to get in the habit of what? Hopping. And you want to create the habit of staring at his waist no matter what in that drill. All right. So you want to get a good quality shuffle. Heels cannot click and you cannot hop. So the ability to recover is your best ally. All right, it's your best asset on this field as a DB. So this is why we shuffle. So imagine this: what if he made this move and we just crossed over immediately? You're gonna look crazy out there. Telling you from experience. So we must work on not hopping. Do not hop. Work on the quality of your shuffle. Heels can never click. Both feet shouldn't be off the ground. I have a video on my channel where we used to do this with the sleds, all right? So it's like a buzz your feet. And I have multiple videos. Just go to the channel. I always tell you, hey, just watch every single video on the channel. If you're a cornerback at DB, you're going to get better. But it's a shuffle we used to do with the pads, and we would strike the pads. And it's good for your cover two reroute as well. But it's buzzing your feet and moving sideways. So it's buzzing your feet as you shuffle. Once you get really good at this, it's going to help your press. So buzz your feet and shuffle at the same time. And I show this how you do this. But this is something you must practice, fellas. Got to get out of the habit of hopping. Another thing, most likely this cornerback came in because he plays corner. Came in probably cold, right? So let's say you're a guy coming off the bench, or right before the next series, if you're a starter, yo, you need to get a couple press releases. Get a homie, get a receiver, and get some press releases where you practice all the techniques that I teach, right? And then you practice having really good eyes, feet, hands. Get at least 2 releases before you go out there on the field, okay? Same thing with these camps. When you go to the camps, don't go out there cold, because sometimes we need a little time to warm up, right? You got to warm up your eyes, warm up your feet, warm up your hands, warm up how you pick your strategy, your techniques, which ones you're gonna do. And that's why I teach all the techniques so you can have a feel of what is gonna work best for you, right? But most likely, and I don't know, because this is just one little clip. By the way, if you play receiver, this dude trains he trains some NFL guys and college guys. You can check him out. I'm guessing he trains this guy. I'm just guessing because he posted it, but I follow him on Instagram. I think was training Des Bryant, but I follow his receiver guys. So right here, so maybe he came in cold, like, oh shoot, hey, it's third down, come in there at nickel, right? That happens. Oh, another thing, in nickel. So I haven't talked about in the slot. I shouldn't say nickel, but nickel is going to guard the slot, but it could be anybody. It could be corners coming over. I would say, unless you're in like a 2-man, or if the coach wants you to play inside shade, like which happens, I would say, remember, for the most part, protect your outside. So I'll be head up to outside shade, not super far out shading one side, but I'm just telling you because remember, most likely he has a single high safety. Now, if it's zero coverage, you're most likely going to be back here, meaning it's an all-out blitz. You're going to be playing heavy inside, and anything comes inside, you breaking and you rallying into the outside routes. Cover 2-man, usually we're heavy inside shade, right? That goes for everybody. And then we got help over top. But if you got single high safety, like a regular cover 1, I would be head up to outside shade because remember, you're all alone out here. So he's clearing out, he's going to run it out all alone. So I just want to give you that heads up. It depends on situational football, right? But that doesn't mean open the gate inside, like, just open the gate and let him run whatever inside breaking route. No, you're going to stay square. You're going to stay true to your technique. But I would play outside shade because we got help from single high. You got no help over here, and you rally to everything else, but still play amazing technique. All right? So get better every day, fellas. Let's watch one more time. See what goes. The quality of your hop. The quality of your shuffle. Do not hop. Remember that. All right, fellas? Email me at cornerbackpro@gmail.com. Ask for the one-on-ones mastery program, and let's get better today. Peace.